So let's. I'm going to send her the link again. Oops. All right, we are live. .001 at gmail.com. All right, so I just sent her an invite, so we should be good.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, let's start rocking and rolling. I'm gonna open up.
Were we supposed to submit our little Word document to the discussion board, or is that for our own personal rankings, or is that just something we talk about now?
It wasn't the discussion. It was like an assignment link that you attached it to.
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my screen. I don't know how to do it here, but there's got to be a share my screen button. Yeah.
Yeah, the little green on the left side. There's a little green monitor.
Ah, there it is. Okay, I'll share my screen and show you guys what we're seeing here. Whoa!
What?
you have to minimize the Google Hangout, and then you should see your screen. There we go.
It's like looking in two mirrors. Whoa! Okay, so this is the case study preparation, and it says right here to submit. Click the start button below, and then really, we weren't submitting like this whole. Let me bring this over from my other screen. Here was the Word document. So we weren't submitting an actual document. It was like a quiz. Can you guys see everything I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll show you the details, and this is what it was like. Fanny pack of food.
Hold on, before we jump in, we're supposed to start with a prayer.
Well, are we? Okay. I would love it to have a prayer. Do we have any volunteers?
I'll say it.
Thanks.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for this day. We thank Thee for this opportunity we have to learn and to grow and to meet together as classmates. And we ask Thee to bless us to have Thy Spirit to be with us as we have our discussion. And please bless us to be able to talk about different points of importance and come to a consensus on our rankings and the reasoning behind those rankings, and do so in an efficient and effective way. We pray for these things humbly in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 All right. Okay, he hasn't emailed me back yet, so.
Well, we can get started on agreeing to the rankings, and maybe you'll hear back from him.
All right, deal. Okay, so I'm going to just pull up the rankings that I did. So I actually did it not in the Excel document, but I did it in a Word document. I could probably put it into this Excel pretty quick. So my first thing that I started, I was like, all right, well, what's the least important thing? And so I tried to kind of go on the opposite side and say, really, what doesn't matter? Everything matters, but what's the least important? So I went to the Frisbee. I'm like, the Frisbee's probably not super important. So I put that as 14. Did anyone else try to do it that way to see, like, okay, what's really not important here?
I actually ended up doing it opposite. After I read it, I was like, okay, so what's going to be the first thing to do, the second thing, and the third thing that's going to keep them alive? And then I went from most important to least. The way I saw that was by it mentioning it's about to rain, so obviously they need to get dry, they need to take care of some wounds and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, we need to look at things that'll keep them dry, what'll fix a broken leg, and then they need to get out of there to that road that's 18 miles away.
Okay. Well, we'll start from there then. So if they need to get dry, what's going to be the most important thing? I put matches to get a fire going.
Yeah, matches was number 2 for me. I also did the synthetic sleeping bags because they're known for holding up pretty well against water.
I did the sleeping bags as number 1 because you've got wounded and you might have people in shock. You need to keep them warm.
Okay.
That's not a bad thought at all.
Yeah, so I did, and with the sleeping bags, also the people that are wounded, you could use some of that as bandaging to keep that. We don't know how bad the leg wound is.
Yeah, there was a lot that we didn't really catch. At least I didn't catch on this. You know, like how far were they in the trip when it all happened? So it said how far away they were from the road, but obviously they drove and started somewhere. So I don't know how far in they were. Okay, Brian, what did you have as number 1?
Well, after listening to your guys' reasoning, I agree with yours more than mine. I put 1 as water purification tablets.
Okay.
Just to make sure they had good, clean water to drink and, I don't know, wash out any wounds with.
Okay. Let's see. Jason, did we hear from you? What was your choice?
Oh, yeah, that was me. The sleeping bags first.
Okay.
Then I did the matches. Matches. The reason I did that is because that's another part of them trying to stay dry, and then also they could boil water if they need to have some fresh water.
Okay. Well, I think that's good too. Okay. So let's talk about number 2. So Anderson, what did you put as number 2?
Well, the frisbee. No, just kidding. Jesus. Number 2 for me was the water thingies. What is it? The water purification tablets.
Okay. So here's what I think I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to just kind of go down the line. Let's see what everyone said really quick, and we'll see like which one got the most. Does that make sense? And then we'll kind of talk about. We'll just kind of do a general consensus.
Okay.
So you said water. You said the water purification tablets. Rebecca.
I said the plastic covered map.
Plastic covered map. Okay. Yeah, and that's actually what I had too. My whole thought. Let's see. We're missing one other person. Brian, did you tell us what your number 2 was?
My number 2 was 2 fishing poles. Even though they're broken, you could probably still use them to catch some kind of fish in the river.
Okay. Okay.
I
So-
put matches for number
Okay.
2 because I had water purification tablets for 1.
Okay. So let's do this then. I think matches is probably I had it as number 1. So I think this is probably the general consensus for our group. It should be that it's number 2.
Yeah, that makes sense because it gets pretty cold there from what it says, and you don't want to get hypothermia or whatever. You got to stay warm and.
Yeah, with fire you can make tools. You can boil water. You can stay warm. You can cook fish.
Yeah.
It gives some options.
Okay. Perfect. So like when I first read this, let me pull this up here. You know, like I went through here and it didn't really say like how far along on the trip they were. So like if they were, it said, let's see if I can find it.
It does say that 15 to 18 miles away is the closest road.
Yeah, but it doesn't say like they started here 15 to 18 miles away. It just kind of says like in general this is the closest road. So I don't know. It's kind of. Let me try to find the other thing. It said that they were to be expected to be out in 4 days, but no one would start looking. Or they were expected to be out in 4 days, but until it was 5 days, then they wouldn't go. You know, that's when people would notice that they're not back, I guess. So when I thought about it, I thought, well, I'm going to send 2 people out to go back and get help, and then I'm going to leave 4 people. You know, the person with the broken leg and the other ones were just bumped and scraped, and so I'm going to leave the other 4 there to kind of not fend for themselves, but to find shelter and do all that. But anyway, maybe splitting up was a bad idea, but that's kind of what I made a lot of my assumptions on. Um, yeah, here you go. You were scheduled back 4 days from now. It's likely a search party won't be sent out until at least 5 more days have passed.
Yeah, I think the worst thing they could do is wait. Usually the best thing to do is seek out. Maybe they even run into some other people.
Yeah.
Do you understand where they are though in that area of the world?
Yeah, upper Minnesota. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's pretty
They're in
big
Ontario and Minnesota. They're in the bush.
See, that's I was just kind of confused. Like right here where it says 15 to 18 miles, I didn't think like this really told us from where they are right now, which is 15 to 18 miles away from the closest road. You know, so I'm like, well, I don't know if just hanging out is an option, so I just opted for, and maybe splitting up is just a horrible idea, but that was my, that was my my way of thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, in 15 to 18 miles, I mean, for 2 healthy people, that's doable to maybe get there and, hitchhike or something, find somebody with a cell phone or whatever. But I don't know, maybe not, depending on how remote it is. There might be a car that passes once every great while. So.
But to me, it feels like it's very remote because it says they are 50 miles away from the road, but it says the nearest town is 60 miles away. So I don't think there's a lot of people that go in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It could be a road built by the Lamanites.
I like it. All right. Well, let's go back to. Sorry, go ahead, Karen.
it's Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca.
They're
Sorry.
in the bush, and to go 18 mile in the bush is going to take them a lot longer. There's no roads. The only way that they're going to get somewhere is if they find a power line and follow a power line. Because when you're in the bush, there's no getting out of the bush. It's solid trees, and they're going to run into muskeg. Well, not muskeg where they're at, but they're going to run into marsh and moose and a lot of bear, because it did say that they're going to have bear. It's going to be mostly bush, and there's going to be no roads, no access roads.
So okay. Well, that's good to know. So I know there were some, what do they call it when they're going down through the marshes? There's some places where you just pick up the canoe and walk it. So there's going to be some of those, but still, I mean, they got there by water, and they can't get back by water because those canoes are trashed.
Well, they do have the let's see, where is it? 6 personal flotation devices. So even with someone with a broken leg, they could technically float down and have that as a means of travel, maybe avoiding bears or anything. So kind of the way I'm looking at the material, the stuff that they have, it really can be divided into 2 groups. The material either is specific for staying there and waiting for someone to get them, or hey everyone, let's leave, let's try to get to that road so someone could possibly pick us up. And so as a group, we should probably first decide which route we want to go with that and then start doing our numbering.
I think that's a good point. I mean, the 6 personal flotation devices, I imagine that the rivers that they would be on are, maybe relatively calm in some areas, but maybe pretty rough in others. So if there's something like a life jacket or whatever, I mean, you could be banging up against some rocks and things like that. It might not be very safe if you're just on a flotation device in rough whitewater rapids,
Well, it's probably going to be cold, too.
Yeah, because
I mean, if the temperature ranges from 25 to 70, I can't imagine that water's all that warm.
Yeah, especially up in that region.
Yeah, I went whitewater rafting in Wyoming, Jackson Hole, in July, and the water was freezing.
So that probably rules out maybe at least taking any rivers, which, what did it say is, what did it say, was that 30% of the trip, water?
70% land, 30% water.
Okay. So I don't know if I'm not real familiar with outdoorsy stuff, so I don't know. I mean, 70% you'd think, okay, well, there should be some ways. It may not always be the most direct path, but there should be at least some way that's completely on land to travel, get from
But
somewhere
like
to
Rebecca said, it's like the bush. So I mean, are you going to have somebody on your back, or put them in somehow, put them in a sleeping bag and tie it to some sticks and then like walk them through the bush? I don't know, because
No.
if once they finally get to the person, they're probably going to do a helicopter evac.
Right. So to kind of go back to the point of either staying or leaving, who thinks it's safer to stay and wait for them to notice that they are in fact not at the location they should be?
I think they should stay.
So that's 1 for stay,
I'm for stay.
2 for stay. Anyone else?
Oh man.
My whole thought was half and half. So sorry, I'm totally being a mugwump here. Mug's on one side, my wump's on the other.
Well, that'll actually make it odd. So instead of 6 votes, there will be 5 votes. So
Okay.
far we have 2. If we get a third for stay, then stay wins. If not, then leaving wins.
Well, here's a really silly idea that I thought of when doing this that might, sway you. But what if you took one of the flotation devices and used the duct tape to spell out the word help and drop it in the water? Then maybe somebody would find it and follow the river up. Or is it all...
I'd make a big bonfire.
Yeah. That's a great idea, except for some of it they're going across lakes, and you have to navigate across the lake rather than...
Oh, sorry, I read that wrong.
Not- Yeah. It's not just
But-
straight river.
Yeah, but if they're just if they're just staying there, then they don't really need the life jackets. If they're all leaving, then yeah, they're going to need the life jackets to cross maybe in some areas.
Right. And then they wouldn't need the map either of the region if they're staying.
Exactly. Yeah, they would focus more on food-oriented food and dry, staying dry if they're staying. If they're leaving, they need navigation. They need things that'll get them there, and ways to survive. Because as far as leaving, I mean, food is important, but people have lived weeks without food. Of course, not so long without water, but so it's really different dynamics with staying or leaving. So far, we're still 2 with staying. I do know some points got brought up. Does anyone else feel like staying?
Yeah, I guess I'll say stay. I mean, I have no idea. It seems like they've really painted a horrible picture. It's like a lose-lose situation,
Yeah.
But with them checking in where they're at, because they had to say where they were going to be and when they were going to be done, they will send out a search and rescue for them.
Yeah, so they just have to be able to survive, hopefully a relatively short amount of time. I mean, I know it'll be at least 5 days before they even start searching, but like you said, you could survive much longer than that with very little food. I mean, it wouldn't be pleasant, but...
So that's 3 for staying, which means staying so far is winning. Anyone else that was wanting to leave? Any compelling arguments you have, or do you guys feel like that's good for staying?
I'm fine if we just decide to stay as a group and then we just move forward. I mean, it's just a school thing, so.
Okay. Yep. All right. So then let's stay, and that really revamps a lot of our.
It revamps a lot of mine, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk. So we got 1 and 2. What's the third thing?
I actually said duct tape. It's kind of the guy in me. I think duct tape, okay, well, they can make a splint with duct tape. They can make a shelter with the sleeping bags and duct tape. And yeah, it just has uses. You could fix the fishing poles with the duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one thing about the fishing poles, though, is you can maybe use one of them as a splint with the duct tape on the broken leg.
Yeah, and then the other one for fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, they got 6 people to feed, So they might need to be fishing with both of them.
Yeah,
Fishing
fishing poles are kind of
they're
bendy.
bendy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say just grab a stick. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have. Where did it go? Duct tape. Does anyone else agree with that, or have anything else they want to put forward? I know I had my parachute cord was a little bit more, but I mean.
Parachute cord could do just the same as duct tape, so it really is 50-50.
Yeah, I'm fine with doing either one. Does anyone else have something else they'd like to put forward?
I voted for the whiskey.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really say how bad the broken leg is, but if it's a compound fracture, we'd want to clean out that wound, as well as the other wounds.
Well, it could also work as a drug. If there are a lot
You
of
can
pain,
easily start a
too.
fire with it, even if everything's wet.
Yeah.
That's what I had too, by the way.
And you
Okay.
could bring down a fever with the whiskey. Vodka would be better, but whiskey's okay.
All right. So it looks like we have more people that want to have whiskey as number 3. I thought, hey, it's BYU Idaho. I'm going to give it a 12. I don't know.
That's what I did. I was so
Give me that
really?
frisbee.
All right. All right. So that's number 3. So what's next then? So we're probably going to be taking a look at what, duct tape and parachute cord, or what do you guys have next?
We could do parachute cord. If you have one or the other, you don't really need the duct tape if you had the parachute cord. So that would just kind of be an easy thing that you could reuse on a couple stuff. Duct tape, you use it once and it kind of loses its stickiness.
Gotcha. Okay. And then so as I'm talking, guys, if you would rather have something else, just speak up. So we're a team here, and no one's thoughts or opinion is going to be discounted.
Well, why don't we put the compass and the map, like, what is it, 13 and 14? At least we can get that, like,
Okay, I like
if
it.
we're staying, then we can at least, get that answer for it.
I agree with that.
13, 14. Got it. Okay.
Because we can use the frisbee as a plate or something.
A cup, it can hold water.
Like, get the
or
water
food,
from the
yeah.
river, yeah.
All right. So go back to the. Let's see. Yeah. So that'll come up a little bit further. Okay. Okay. So we did parachute cord is 4, 5 for duct tape. Does that sound good for everyone? Anderson, how about you?
Yeah.
Rebecca?
What about the clothes rather than the duct tape? Do the clothes before the duct tape.
Yeah, we don't need
I
the duct
agree,
tape as
since
much
it's
if we have the cord.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because if we have fire, we can dry out those wet clothes, and then we can layer in the evening. And those that are like fishing, they might get wet, so they'll need something dry to get into. Because it's going to be like, it's getting down to -2 at night. And
Yeah,
it's only
that's the other thing. They don't even say like what time of day it is. Like maybe we'd organize this a little bit better if it was like if we had 2 hours. I don't know.
So
Okay.
did we decide that we don't mind too much the water thingy and the food? I usually think with my stomach. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now that we're staying, we definitely want water and food. You can boil water, though.
Yeah, but it's not saying that we have anything to boil it in.
But they're in Manitoba, Ontario. They have birch trees. You just strip the birch bark and make containers, so you can boil the water. And
I
all
like
you
it.
do is put the rocks inside the fire, and then put the rocks inside the water.
Man, if I ever do something crazy like this, I gotta invite you, Rebecca.
That's what I was thinking too.
Did I mention I grew up north in the bush?
Okay, so what do you guys think about that? So I had food a little bit higher up. Do you think that the first thing we should do is kind of get camp, kind of set up the camp, and then worry about sitting down and eating something? I mean, food is important, but
If we're going that route, I'd say the fishing poles should, at whatever rank they end up being, should be at least be above the fanny pack, because the fanny pack's not going to last long.
Yeah.
When you say above, like higher, like a lower number, a higher priority.
A higher priority, yeah, whichever number that ends up being.
Like, shouldn't they
Okay.
be number 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6. Fishing poles should be 6. Probably.
Because if we have the fishing poles, they probably have hook on them, and they have line. So anybody that needs stitches, we can use the line and the hook to sew up their cuts.
Yep. And then we have a fire to sterilize it too. And hopefully we'll cool it off before we start stitching. But Okay. So
I prefer it nice and red hot.
singe it through. Okay. So what do we want to do? So we did have set of clothes for 3. They're wet. There's 6 guys. There's 3 sets of clothes. I mean, I kind of think that if you get a fire up and going and that's going well, you could.
I have that we.
In the sleeping bag, and you're drying that off.
Decided on clothes as number 5 already is what I have, but maybe that wasn't a final decision.
Oh, that's what I had too.
Okay. All right. So keep it at 5. Any objections?
Do we have the fishing poles above the clothes or below the clothes?
Well, that's what we're talking about. So 5 is the one we're on, and we haven't selected anything yet for the fishing pole. So I can go 5 for the fishing poles, and then 6 for the clothes, the wet clothes.
I concur.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Now, so the duct tape duct tape's important, but it's probably good to have a lesser amount of importance on that than the fishing poles, because even if we tape them up, I mean, we still have the poles broken or not, right?
Yeah, they have what's called a Cuban yo-yo. It's where you literally just use the string and the hook. I mean, you can fish without the actual rod.
Well, I'm happy with that then. Okay. Well, we're close now. So what do you think? So we have 6. So what's 7? The ones we have left are duct tape, water purification tablets, frisbee, flotation devices, and fanny pack of food. So probably the food is what I'm thinking.
And the insect repellent.
Oh, I missed that down here. And the insect repellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I think it's either food or the water. Because what if they're not, knowledgeable like Rebecca? And you could at least fill like the frisbee, like you could put the frisbee somewhere near there too. You could fill that with the water and then put a tablet in there, and then they'd be able to drink from that.
Okay.
If they're not knowledgeable to the other. Because water's more important than the food to keep them going for.
But it could be a frisbee that doesn't hold water. I mean, I've seen, what kind. It does. That's what I'm saying. We only have limited, amount of knowledge here.
I think part of this too, though, is to make some assumptions about what is there. Like we're going to assume the frisbee will hold the water.
Okay.
I mean, if they're going to give us water purification tablets, I feel like they're not going to not give us something that we could use to purify the water.
Okay.
Well, also, we could use part of the canoes, right? Because they said some of the gunnels were...
true.
We could fill that up with water and put the water purification tablets in those.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thought was using those as a shelter if they couldn't find anything else, and kind of, using the parachute cords or the duct tape or whatever to.
But they're in the bush. There's lots of trees.
Yeah. Okay. So, are we pushing food back even more?
I would say frisbee 12, to be honest, and probably food, water, and duct tape would be my bet.
You guys aren't worried about the mosquitoes, huh?
Should we be?
Yes. But you know what? If they've got a fire and they can put some green boughs on it, they'll be okay. If they can get the smoke up and make a smudge fire, they'll be okay.
Yeah, I've been bitten plenty of times. I'm still kicking.
I grew up in the jungles in Brazil.
Yeah.
Not really. Just kidding.
We're all like silent, like.
You guys are like, is he joking?
Yeah, are you joking? Where did you grow up?
I got that on my mission a lot. You're from Brazil? You're from the jungle? Yeah, 5 million people, dude.
Yeah, it's really weird wearing clothes and not leaves. All right, so let's do this then. So
You know
the
what?
next, so we're on number 7. Okay. What do we want? Do we want to drink first or do we want to eat first? So how long can we go without food and how long can we go without water?
I was thinking water would be next. Water purification tablets would be number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, I think water too.
I think you can survive longer without food, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah, you can go quite a long time on water.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
there's
water you can only survive for like 3 days, I think, and food you can survive for like a week without.
Man, I wish I could do that so I could lose some weight.
Well,
Okay,
luckily
so now-
we crashed.
So now we have the water purification tablets. So what's next after that? Do we want to do the frisbee? Because we're assuming that we'll do that in the frisbee, or are we going to use a part of the boat to do that? Or,
I think
or
you
the
can
part of
use
the
a part
canoe?
of the boat because there's 2 of them, so you can use one for shelter, a makeshift shelter, and the other to put water in.
Yeah. Okay. So what's next? We got duct tape, insect repellent, flotation devices, and the fanny pack with the food. So I'd say food next.
Yeah, I say food as well.
Okay. Any objections?
Not.
Oh, that sounds good.
And then I say
Alright.
insect repellent after that.
okay. So what number is food? Or
Food.
fanny-
Yeah, and I'll send everyone a copy of this, I guess. I mean, I don't know what. I think I'm the one that's gonna attach it to the our group discussion board or something, right?
Well, we all have to submit this ourselves, though, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
okay.
can send us a copy, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do? Does everyone still have access to the? Here, let me pull it up here.
Yeah, once you're done, go through it again from 1 to 14 and let us know what each one is.
Okay. Well, I have a shared file that I could save it in here,
right
and
there.
everyone
Yeah.
could have access to it there. Then you guys can just download it or upload it from there, however you want to do it. Okay. Okay, so now we're on 8, 9. So what's 9? We want insect repellent before the frisbee, before the duct tape, and before the flotation devices.
I say duct tape.
duct
Well, we
tape.
have the parachute cord. I don't know. I guess I grew up back in New England where there's tons of mosquitoes. At this point, I'd want the insect repellent. We've covered the belly with the food and water, but
Okay, Jason, what do you think? Insect repellent, or do you have another, or duct tape, or do you want to make a case for something else?
Oh no, either could be good. Duct tape's useful. The bug repellent is very convenient and it can make it a little easier while you're staying there. I personally would probably just shack up inside my sleeping bag and try to avoid getting bit.
Yeah. Okay. Brian, thoughts?
Well, I'm fine with the insect repellent just because I'd probably want to be out and about, and I have very white, pasty skin that seems to be attractive to insects. So
Personal preference. Got it. Okay. Well, that's going to be 9. So let's go with duct tape as 10. So what's less important, the flotation devices or the frisbee? I think they're kind of equally less important at this point.
I think the flotation is probably the least important of the 2.
yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be
Although
12.
there is a case to be said that we could use the flotation devices because they're a bright yellow or orange in our signal. Like if we set up an SOS or something, that would show up better, more so than the frisbee would.
Did it say they were yellow?
No,
Well, they're going to be orange or yellow because that's what flotation devices are.
Well, we have red ones down here in Arizona, so that's the only reason I asked. But
I have camouflage ones. That's not going to help. I'm making an assumption these are camouflage, so they're They're just good for a pillow for me.
Why would
I'm
you?
just kidding.
Well, where is there? I'm in Arizona too, and I grew up on the lake, and they were the ones that are Coast Guard approved or whatever were always orange.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
the cheap ones. Yeah.
so if they're doing a flyover over the area, an orange or a yellow or even a blue is going to stand out more than a frisbee would. So if we want to set up an SOS,
That's a good point. I'll put that one next then. 11.
Okay, so we're gonna go 11, and then the yellow frisbee's a 12.
I never wore those orange ones because they're really goofy looking, but you always get the wakeboarding ones. Those are the ones that are more comfortable and less bulky.
Oh, they make you look way cool, man. So I know we put the plastic covered map and the compass like really far down, and so I'm up for just keeping it the way that it is. I'm going to be interested to see what the expert ranking and stuff is. But so if we are going to stay there and we are going to do some kind of SOS with some of this stuff, or I mean, we probably need the compass and the map to help us find a good area to do that, right? Because I don't know if it's mountain. So it sounds like it's pretty flat, though.
But you could also probably do the SOS on the banks of the river,
yeah.
which you can see. So we wouldn't have to go actually far to set that up.
But in terms of it being important, it is important. But I think all these other things to kind of get us situated and settled into camp and settled into survivor mode, that I think we did it right. That's gonna.
You could take. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say you could take with the parachute cord. You could take the flotation devices and float them out onto the lake and then tie it onto a tree, right? So that they could see that there's debris and then they'll come in and investigate.
Yep. There's definitely a lot of different ways to skin this cat.
Did you guys have to read Hatchet in school?
What was it called?
Hatchet?
No.
Is that the one where the boy ate bugs and all this stuff, and he had a hatchet, and that saved his life or something?
Yeah, and it was he was in northern Manitoba.
I vaguely remember it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I am not this. Anyone know what we should be doing next?
Have you checked your email to see if the professor responded?
Nothing.
Oh.
All right. Well, we've been talking for a half an hour. Super.
I wonder if we can call him.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find his number.
Maybe just run over the things out loud. I'm having real internet challenges.
Wait,
Sure.
I found his number.
You want to call him, Brian, or you want me to?
Why don't you go ahead and call him since you're the
Sounds good. What?
group leader?
Sure. What's the number?
Let me look here. 208-496-1610.
208-496-1610.
Yeah, there we go. I just posted it in the little chat box there.
No, I just wrote it in. So, all right, I'll give him a call. Give me 1 sec.
Be like, hey.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
Can you guys see this good enough on the screen I'm sharing to see the numbers?
Can you make it? Oh, there we go. It disappeared.
Hey, Brother Sands, this is Brother Ryan Frank, one of your students in the B321 class. We are in the middle of our group meeting, and just wanted to give you a call and see what else we needed to talk about. So we went through and did all of our group rankings. I sent you an email as well. I know you're real busy. But anyway, feel free to give me a call back at your earliest convenience. My direct cell phone number is 208-660-8360, or you can shoot me an email as well. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. All right, guys. Well, sorry. So has everyone gotten their group ranking down?
Just a sec.
Okay.
It disappeared.
Oh, I shouldn't save it yet. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Disappeared.
It's back. It's back on mine. So it needs to refresh for you guys.
Anytime someone talks, I think it overtakes the screen.
Yeah, so if you click on his name, it will pop up so it will stay there.
Or I could just keep talking so it stays there. Hey, I can talk. I'm in sales. That's what I do. Talkity talk talk.
Okay, got it.
Okay, does anyone else still need it?
No, especially if you're saving it in the Google shared drive.
Yeah, to me that makes the most sense. So I'll do it right now.
There.
Okay, so I can't remember if it's this class or a different class. Is this the one where we need to have a specific name for it and what section it is and all that stuff? Or is that my 301 class? I don't remember.
I don't think this class, although I've gotten used to doing it that way, so I do it anyway, but I don't believe they mentioned that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well I'll just save it here under that, and then you guys could rename it or do what you want. Cool?
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's take a look here.
You get to take 301 on iLearn 2.0?
I do.
Ah, my teacher is on iLearn 3.0 and it's awful.
Yeah, that's what a buddy of mine was saying. I do feel like I lucked out because that's all the Facebook help and support group is all about, just everyone complaining about the new 3.0, and I'm like, well, next semester I'm sure all my stuff's going to be there. So
Yeah, don't fix what's not broken.
yeah. But we did get we have a personal number for the online vice president. I doubt it's a personal number.
You know it's bad when he had to send out an email to everybody saying, basically, bear with us.
Yeah, exactly.
They must be
I'm
getting
luckily
a lot of
also in 301 on too.
Oh, man.
We do have to answer some questions. Do we want to do that as a group?
Yeah, where are the questions at?
I just put them in the group chat. I think they were for personal. I just wanted to let everyone see it. I was looking ahead to kind of keep it in mind.
Let's see, reading discussion, I think it was this one.
It's under case study conclusion.
Oh, case study conclusion.
Okay. Okay, so we have a rubric. So this must be this form that we're working on. I don't know how we're supposed to. No, it's a write-up. This is really weird. So when we open it, okay.
Oh, so there's other groups will be posting their table on the case study activity discussion board.
Yeah, as the group leader, he will post our video and our file.
So you'll attach the video or post the video link and then attach the Excel file with it.
And he's doing that in the case study activity, is that right?
Yeah, where do I do that at?
It's under L03 case study activity. So
No, I'm in there, but there's not a place to like.
Yeah, if you click the new thread up above, then it will start a post
Oh,
below.
there it is.
Nobody's
Okay.
done it yet, so that's why it doesn't look like it's the right place.
Okay, so basically I'm going to put a link to this call that we're doing now, and then I'll upload the spreadsheet that we did.
Oh, and I think we're supposed to finish filling it out, as far as the math behind it for group ranking and group error and so on.
Well, since we don't...
It automatically did it. Look at my screen again.
Oh, it did. Let me see.
So we're going to have expert ranking, so that's going to be something else we have to input in there at some point.
That's probably in the information that you'll get when he gives you the password.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
what we might have to do if he doesn't get back to you is we finish this hour and you get the password, and then you're going to have to, we might have to finish this like through email or something for that last group ranking.
Yeah, no problem. Probably what I'll do. So does everyone remember how to get here? Does everyone have their...
I was just saying that for some reason I don't have access. Could you send me the link?
Yeah.
Me too, please.
Okay, let me open it up from here.
Okay, read number 5 again. I don't quite understand number 5.
So I think what happens is we all have to put it in that Excel thing so that we can get the lowest number. I didn't totally understand that either.
Okay, so who all needs access to this? Rebecca?
Yes, please.
And Anderson.
And Jason.
It was, for her Gmail, I think it was the same as her BYUI. Just
Account, yes.
Got it.
Gmail at the end.
Okay, Jason, go ahead and give me your email address. I'm just typing it all in.
Yep, it's Elder Swanson. Swanson, like
Swanson.
the TV dinners.
That's like a Swedish last name, isn't it?
Yep, yes it is.
That's where I served my mission. Okay. Karen, I think, did you say you had it or no?
I got it.
Okay. Who else were we missing? Oh, Anderson.
Well, I don't think it's gonna try Albert.
Albert Kolob at
Yep.
gmail.com.
That's me.
Okay, so you guys, it's all, you can edit, you can do everything.
That's also where the sign up to be a group leader is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So as we're looking at it right now, I'll pull it up. So Jason, you had access to it at one point, I think.
Yeah, I get so much in my email I don't even know where to find anything anymore.
Yeah, and these group ones, it gets to be crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. While we're on the call right now, can anyone do? So Brian's got it next week. Who can do it after that week? See,
So next week is lesson 5.
no, next week is lesson 4, and Brian has next week. So I'm thinking. So in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from right now, Anderson, is that one you can do? Or okay, how about Rebecca then? Do you want to do that one?
Is that February 10th?
Yeah, February 10th.
That would be better because my kids are off for reading week on the 17th. So I'll do it on the 10th.
Okay, here I'll type in the information for you. Unless you have access to it. Do you want to just type it in right now?
I don't have access to it.
Oh, I just sent you the access.
Yes, well, see, you'd have to not be hacked. And so because I've been hacked so many times,
Okay, I'll do it for you.
it's crazy at my house right now.
Okay, so it was new. What was the email address? One more time.
9100. Hold on.
1.
1. There we go.
At Gmail. Okay.
Yes.
But what was really cool, here's my screen. I have it open, and I saw Anderson typing in everything. So it's like a shared document. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Well, that part's done. So now we're good, and we'll have to kind of start filling in here. So probably when we get to lesson 6 or 7, then we'll figure out these last ones and who wants to go again.
Well, except I thought I read something from the professor that he wants the list of our group leaders. See if I could figure that out. I swear I read that somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think I remember that too. I didn't know if it was like the completed list or just like the next few times, but I would assume it would be the completed list.
Okay. Well, I don't know what my work schedule is. If he just needs a list, so I'm just going to put mine in here again, and then whoever can do 9 and 12 and stuff.
A few of us will have to do twice. Like, I'm signed up for lesson 11, and then some of us won't have to do twice. So we'll just, whoever feels generous to do it twice, it's not very hard.
I'll do it another time. I don't mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
so lesson 17, March 2nd.
So Anderson, yeah, he's doing the February 24th, and then that would be March 2nd for you, Ryan.
Thanks. Okay.
February 24th. Sweet.
Oh, you gonna type it in there? I see you type. Can you guys see my screen? How cool is that?
Yeah, that
it
is
shows
cool.
this little thing and he's typing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need one for March 9th.
I can do that.
Oh, no, Karen, you're right. Okay. Do you want me to type it in for you, or do you want to do it real quick, Brian?
You go ahead. It's just easier probably that way.
I don't know that this matters, but if we can make a note somewhere. I will be driving back from Disneyland, so I would really like it if we could keep it at like the 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, when were we normally doing it? 6:30 was it?
6:30, yeah, 6:30. So if we could just leave it,
That'd be March 9th.
try to leave that one around then, that'd be great.
Yeah, and again, I want to just tell everyone thank you for, like, letting us do it a little bit earlier. Today's just one of those things where I was like, I didn't even know my son was doing a spelling bee, and then all of a sudden he's like, I won the 5th grade spelling bee, so I get to go to districts. So I'm like, what? Cool. Well,
It
what do
worked
you
out
need?
for me because I get to go to a New Beginnings for the state that I wasn't going to be able to before, so.
We'll take it. Okay,
Well,
so this is going to be the 9th.
The lady I was visiting teaching said, go ahead and go home. So,
Oh, nice.
Okay, 23rd. And then who's got the last one, guys?
I'll take it again. Just tell me what day that is. March.
Should be the 23rd. Because I have
No.
March 9th, so Karen should be
It's the
March
30th.
16th.
Well, if you notice, it says lesson 9, then it goes to lesson 11.
We
Okay.
skip a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
so March 30th, you're right.
So March 30th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're not quite at the hour, but I actually have to get off so I can get to my New Beginnings thing, so.
All
Okay,
right.
if you need to head out, do we just end, or do we all stay on, or what?
Well, I think she just will cut out, and then
I'll
we
cut
can
out.
stay on.
We need to stay, like the rest of you need to stay on for the hour.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But I can't get too late, so I gotta go to make it on time. So we'll just wait, like when you get the email back from the professor with the password, then I guess rotate the sheet through with the information in there on the email maybe.
Okay,
So we could finish that piece up, maybe.
sounds
Or
good.
unless somebody else has a better idea.
No,
Or
that's
on
a good idea.
on the Google Drive or the Not Drive, whatever that thing is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Google Drive.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Anderson, did you get? I saw. I guess it was like 10 minutes ago. You asked for the link in Excel. I should have sent that out. I want to make sure you got that.
You put it in the folder, right?
I was right here in my folder, and I shared it. Oops.
I only saw the group leader sign up. I might have missed something.
Yeah, I only see that. I thought you put it in the folder.
Can I ask, what is the folder?
Yes, you can ask. So I have Google.
Where's the folder?
Yeah, that's weird. Why isn't I see it saved here on mine? But maybe I'm having some issues. Let me see if I can.
Google's new to me this semester. I've never used it before.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's showing it right here, so maybe I could just drag it over. Give me a sec here, guys. I apologize that it's not working.
Would I be looking on this page or under where I look at my Gmail? Or is it in a different place where I look for it?
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, we're doing different languages? Proceed. They're Swedish. Okay.
Oh, I see the Excel file in there now.
Okay, I just dragged.
Okay, where are you finding that?
Okay, so I'm gonna let me show you something here real quick. Let me go back and share my screen. Oh, and does anyone know, like, if there's a clock that shows you how long you've been on?
Well, I can look at my watch.
Well, I mean, there should be like a timer somewhere in here, right? Or no?
No.
Yeah, you'd think so, but maybe not.
You can go to the YouTube page. If you look, you see the right hand corner. It says links. Right hand corner bottom.
Down here.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
And you click on it, and it will give you a YouTube page and the event page, and it should give you how long we've been on.
Gotcha.
So just open that, and it will say.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'll do that. That's where I'll end up getting the link, right? To put in the thing.
Yes.
Okay. Rebecca. So I'm going to show you where to find this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So let me try to not have so many things up to scare you away. So this is like your main Gmail page, okay?
All right.
Is it? Are you seeing the screen that I'm wiggling my mouse on?
Yes.
Okay. And then you'll see your name here, and this is Google Apps. So you'll click on that.
Okay.
You should be able to just click on Drive.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this should be where our Excel. You know this. Sorry. This is
I
going
have
to
to click on Shared with Me on the left.
Yeah. So click on see right here where it says Shared with Me.
Hold on, just a sec.
Okay.
I lost you. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Where is it?
So on the left-hand side, you'll see the red button that says New. Next one down says My Drive. Next one down says Shared with Me. Tell me if you see that.
Okay, My Drive. Oh, there we go. Okay, My Drive, Shared with Me.
Yeah.
Google.
So click on Shared with Me,
Okay.
and then you're going to see B321 Shared folder.
Oh, excellent.
So now click on that, and you'll see the group leader sign up. So that's that plain document that's all filled out now for everybody, and then you'll see the wilderness survival template in there as well.
Okay, thank you.
So that's how you get to that. Now, the other place, you know, when you and I are doing like the spreadsheets and saying, hey, here's what we've done today.
Yes.
So we just opened up the drive. So I'm going to close this tab. So again, I'm right back in the home page of my Gmail. I'll click on this square with a bunch of squares in it. It's your Google Apps. You'll click More.
I lost you again.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Where is it?
Okay. Am I here? Can tell me when you could see the screen again. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I just can't.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I found you.
Okay, so you'll hit, so right by your name, it pulls up all these apps, okay? You'll hit more, and you'll see docs. You see that?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to click that. It's going to open it up in a new tab. I'm going to click this little menu button here to look up sheets. Then this shows me like my account. This is my accountability project. Okay.
Right.
And
Okay.
here's Maximilian's. Here's yours. Here's Brian. This is all the ones that I've been looking at. This is my other stuff, but anyway. See, guys, I've looked at yours like as of today. Aren't you so proud of me?
You're
I am
very
checking your
proud.
stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
so I want to go to documents. And then I want to go to recent documents.
Yeah, so you have Docs. Google Docs is like the Word documents. Google Sheets, it's in the upper left-hand corner. See, I'm sharing my screen with you again. You click the menu button by Docs. Can you see where I'm at?
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then you hit Sheets, and then it'll take you to this. It'll take you to these ones. These are ones that have been shared with you, or ones that it'll show you what's been opened most recently.
Oh, and there's Max's. Okay.
Yep.
And there's
All right.
yours.
Cool.
That works. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so stop the recording. So I'm going to, this is what I need to do here.
Now, is that for everybody to do step number 5 or just the group leader?
It looks like it's just me. The names of your group members. Because if we all did it, we'd all be posting each other's names, and it would be kind of crazy. An average of all scores for the group. Group score. Best
Hey,
member score. Yeah, I'm even more confused now.
When
Best member score?
when it says average member score, average
Yeah.
all individual scores of the group, each of us are going to have a different score because it's based off of what our original, what we personally thought the rankings were compared to what we thought as a group. So each individual is going to have a different score, and we need to average that. And so I think we already lost one of us.
Yeah, we sure did. Okay. Let me... Sorry, guys. I didn't know that this is where I was supposed to figure out what I was supposed to do.
We're all learning it.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful for you guys. Okay. So in column B then is our own score. Now where does it? Oh, it tells you right here. Right? Am I seeing that correctly? I should still be sharing my screen. So
Yeah. Do we need to put the expert ranking?
I don't have that.
I think that's why you needed the password for.
Oh, because it changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to wait
All right,
for the
guys.
teacher.
Okay. So here's. Let's do this. I'm going to get out of this one because that one's not saving on the Google Drive. Let me just open this one up. Whoa, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Looks like it's just kind of showing me part of it.
Well, it's because you have it as Excel file. You have to open it as Google Sheets.
Gotcha. Let's try it again. Maybe. Okay, so I'll just right-click it, open as.
Open with Google Sheets.
There it is. All right, cool. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Since we don't know where we're supposed to be at, I'm just going to put everyone's. We're going to do it kind of like this. I think I have to post all of this.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, I might not be, but that's my understanding. Sorry, Rebecca, I'm already drawing a blank. Last name?
Newton.
Newton.
Oh boy. Jason, what was your last name?
Swanson?
That's right, Swedish.
Swedish.
I always think of Dumb and Dumber. Slippy, Slappy, Swanson.
Samsonite. That was
Samson.
way off.
Oh, I tried to watch the newest one of that, and it was way too foul. I'm like, I can't even watch this. I'm shutting this off.
Yeah, it was awful. Joe Prado.
Am I saying this right? Del.
Prado.
D-O.
It's capital D-O. Yeah,
There
Del
you go.
Prado.
Sweet. And then we had.
Sounds like a professional athlete's last name.
Del Prado.
Yeah,
It just sounds like it.
like in baseball or something.
Yeah, I want to make sure I get a signature so when you're all famous. Karen. Anyone remember Karen's last name? I could find it here.
Yeah, it's Karen Moore, M-O-O-R-E.
Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll put a.
So what is it that you have to do there?
Okay, I believe what I have to do, and let me click back here. So it says right here. So I have to put this in here. This is due. When does this one due? Due Saturday. So I need to, do the names of everyone in our meeting, link to the meeting, to the recorded group meeting, average member score. So I need to average all individual scores for the group. So I can't average everyone's score until I know what everyone's score is, right?
Right, and it looks like the average score is based off of what you personally chose and the expert score.
So I think what we need to do is wait until you get the expert score, and then we email it back to you.
Well, that's why I just did this, so you guys can go in.
Oh,
So when I get the expert score, I could just put it in. Okay. Now this is my ranking. Okay. So yeah. Hold on. So I should probably save this as my name on there because everyone else is going to have different rankings here.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway. So maybe I should just call this master copy or something so that you guys can give me what your individual scores are.
Yeah, because then we can just open the master copy and then save it as our own with our name on it.
Yeah, and then you'd have to go through and change, column B or C, whatever.
So we put the total individual score, and then you're going to average everyone's score.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
How will we know our individual scores?
Our individual score will be based off of sections B and D, which is what you personally ranked it as, each item before the group meeting. And then D, he's going to get the expert ranking, and he'll put that in himself.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to put it in here, so when you guys open up this main one, then you'll have it. So, but again, you'll have to either copy it off of here and put it in your own file, or it's probably going to be a better idea for you guys to not go in and change these numbers to your own numbers, because then it's going to, because these are all my numbers. You're going to have your own ranking on this, right?
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Because we all have access to edit this. So if somebody opens it up and they say, "Oh, great, here's my ranking. Okay, I did this," and then it's going to mess up everybody.
Yeah, you just have to open it up and then file save as your own, and then it'll separate.
Or you could just copy the cells, or like you said, save it to your computer.
Yeah. So if you already have one opened and you already put your groups in, you could just go through and just copy, paste into your personal Excel file. So there's different ways to do it, but I think we're all on the same page. Okay, so there's that. Best member score, the lowest of all the individual scores for the group. Members' persuasion score, the persuasion score for the member with the best member score. Process again. Yes, the group score was lower than the average member score. No. Okay, so anyway. Well, I guess that's something that I should have had the password for before this. Super. All right, guys. Well, I think we're done. So I guess we opened with a prayer. It doesn't say we need to close with one, but do we need to? What do you guys think?
We haven't in the past, but
You're the leader.
I'm the leader. Well, I'll go ahead and give a closing prayer. Maybe it's in here, maybe it's not, but you can never go wrong by praying too much, I guess. Do we have any other questions before we close?
no, I don't think so.
All right. Oh, was that you, Brian? Oh, maybe you need to lead us in a word of song. You know, you could lead us in a closing song. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and pray, and then we'll finish up, okay?
Cool.
All right. Let me get back to my other screen. Let's stop sharing. Okay. All right, here we go. Our dear, kind, and gracious Heavenly Father, we love Thee. We're thankful for all of our blessings, grateful for the gospel in our lives. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to go to school here at BYU, Idaho, and be in different parts of the country, parts of the world, and grateful for the Spirit that helps us to learn and to stay motivated. Bless us in all the different activities that we need to accomplish tonight. And we're grateful for the friendship and the camaraderie that we are able to receive through group meetings like this. And help us to be kind to others and always have charity in our hearts to reach out and help those around us. And help us with our goals in our accountability project, that we can really focus on those things that we're working on. And we love Thee and say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 I guess that's it, guys. So thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I think you just hit.
Stop
Sorry, it's been a
broadcasting.
long day. Yeah.